is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going to check out the video. What's good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all with a quick video. We're going to talk about the Kyle Korver trade late tonight. I don't really like this trade for either team, honestly. Well, not for either team. I don't really like this trade for the Jazz because I don't really feel like Kyle Korver is the answer for them. I don't think he's going to turn his team into a championship contender. Obviously, when LeBron left, we knew that this team will go back to rebuilding. The only reason why Kyle Korver resigned is because he thought LeBron was going to stay and he wanted long-term financial flexibility and stability. So now that he's traded, he's going to a team that could compete for a playoff spot. He's going to add dead-eye shooting, and he's going to make the defense continue to move because he can come off screens, and you got to pay attention to him because he's such a great shooter that if you leave him open, it's basically going in. So he's definitely going to take a lot of attention, and he's going to make people stay out to that three-point line, which can open up lanes for a player like Donovan Mitchell. And even if they double team or collapse or try to hedge, he can always make that extra pass to Joe Ingles. And now Kyle Korver, he doesn't help their defense. Utah defense has been slipping a little bit compared to other seasons, but this team needs more offense. They need somebody to score. And that's why I was surprised that they got rid of Alec Burks. Because Alec Burks was another guy that can handle the ball and get to the paint. And he was a solid three-point shooter. He wasn't great. He wasn't amazing. He wasn't taking a lot. But when he took them, he made them. And I think he has stepped up in that Rocket series when they really needed somebody to give them some offense other than Donovan Mitchell. I feel like Alec Burks was able to go in there and create shots for himself and his teammates. And that's something valuable. He's getting $11.9 million. So that's a lot of money, but considering that he's going to be a free agent after this season, Cleveland basically gets rid of a contract, absorbs a contract, so that way that they can get the 2 second-round picks to get rid of Kyle Korver, and then he's an expiring deal, which means that they can get rid of his salary or even buy him out, and then he can pick a team that he really wants to play for, or even go to a playoff team to where he can contribute off the bench and, you know, have some chances to prove himself if he wants to go in a different direction. I think Alec Burks can play. I told you guys when they played the Rockets and the Thunder that Alec Burks, you know, if Ricky Rubio, Donovan Mitchell get injured, Alec Burks is going to be a guy that can come in and give him some energy, some fight, and some ball handling. And he did that in the Rockets series. It wasn't astronomical numbers. It wasn't mind-blowing numbers, but at the end of the day, the numbers were still respectable for a guy that only played 19.6 minutes, and he was able to still give you double-digit points and some solid rebounds and assist numbers, and decent from the field. He wasn't just chucking up bull. But it's hard to get a rhythm when you coming off the bench playing 11 to 15 minutes a game. Utah just wasn't for him. He really wanted to get more playing time, and he really wants to show that he still can play because he always been injured a lot, and that's what hurted him a lot in his career was the injuries. But Utah believed in him, they paid him, and now it has run its course. And another thing, the 2 second-round picks I think is important because the draft that these picks are in are drafts that's potentially allowing players to come out of high school. And then you still have the overseas, plus you still have the guys from college. And I think that's in 21, 22, or even maybe earlier into the collective bargaining agreement. We won't know when it's going to be officially set for that rule to come take place, or even if they agree to it. But until then, we don't really know when they're going to allow them players to come out of high school. But if they did in 2021, this is a second-round pick in a deep draft if it happens. But if it don't, then you still got 2 second-round picks that you can use the package to trade up in the draft, or you can try to get a guy through trade and trading these second-round picks that could be valuable because we don't know how good this Utah team will be years from now. You know, they can be terrible. They can have an injury-riddled season, and they can have a season like they're having right now, or they can, you know, be stuck and be mediocre, and then the picks be pretty decent in the second round. And that means you have a chance of signing somebody you like, or even evaluating some talent, getting a project, or even getting a player that can help you contribute right then and there. We don't know how good this Cleveland team going to be. We don't know how good this Utah team going to be 2-4 years from now. So honestly and truthfully, I like this trade more for Cleveland because you get an aspiring contract and you get 2 second-round picks to get it, and then you can buy them out and just use your space on somebody in the G League, somebody you want to try out in the buyout season when it comes in December. And at the end of the day, the thing you can do too is just let them walk, and you get 11.9 million that you can spend and use on somebody else that you might like. And you already got your identity, Colin Sexton. He's been getting started minutes and he's been going out there and producing. He looks like a real NBA player. He looks like a starting point guard player. And, you know, you're going to have to build a team that's going to be competitive to keep him and want him to stay. They drafted him. They believe in him. They want him. And they giving him time. And he's showing out when he does. And I gave an NBA breakdown about him. And he's been proving everything that I said in there. And it looks good for him right now. So I definitely want to see where they headed. But more for Utah, I don't really think that they needed a Kyle Korver. I think that they needed more of a ball handler and a shot creator. Ricky Rubio's shot just so streaky, and Donovan Mitchell been so streaky. It's like he hasn't really improved that much. He hasn't become a better playmaker. He hasn't had enough good shooting games. He's just been hot and cold. And he does have his games where he take over, but he also has his games where he lays eggs. He just hasn't been able to find a consistent 3-point shot. He hasn't been able to find a consistent mid-range shot, and he hasn't become the playmaker that we thought that he'd take a leap in this year. He hasn't. But at the same time, they do need somebody else that can handle the ball and create their own shot. And if they really do, especially at that guard position, and I don't think Kyle Korver addresses those issues, but if they feel like they got to make another move, then this can help them down the line because adding Kyle Korver plus another guy that can create their shot outside of Donovan Mitchell, that can definitely open up their court and allow them to be more diverse. You know, Joe Ingles can shoot threes and Kyle Korver can shoot threes, and you still got Rudy Gobert in the paint, and you still got a guy like Donovan Mitchell that can create his own shot and create shots for others. So it could work theoretically. Kyle Korver doesn't help their defense at all. He's a bad defender at that. But like I said, he's a guy that you do have to pay attention to. So this trade came out of the nowhere. I thought he'd go to Detroit. I thought that he'd go to a team that really needed him, like Philly, that's really trying to go push for a championship and trying to put everything on the line to really try to go in with their talent. And I was surprised that he went to Utah, even though he played there for 3 seasons and he understands the living and what they're trying to do there. But I thought he would really try to go to one of those top 4 teams that we all think is going to be a contender, and he hasn't. So I know he's 37. He really wants to go out there and play. He really wants to go out there and compete for a championship. And I don't think that this move does it for him. But if they feel like they got another move to make and they still keep Kyle Korver and make that move that can really put them up into the top 4, which a lot of people thought that they would be, then this move will be more justified. But other than that, for Utah to give up a good player in Alec Burks and 2 second-round picks, I think that was a little bit too much for a guy like Kyle Korver. I know that people enjoy the shooting and everybody wants the shooting, but at the end of the day, you send in 2 picks and a quality player for a guy that can't really play defense, not really the answer to your problems. And right now, I don't see it, but he is going to be a guy that's going to come in and be a professional, do what he's asked, and is going to try to go out there and give it his all and give you what's left. But remember, he is 37. He is a defensive liability, and he is not going to create you a lot of offense, something that they really do need other than Donovan Mitchell. And that's something that Alec Burks could do, but he continued to stay injured. But they do get 3-point shooting, and they get more floor spacing, and they get more attention off Donovan Mitchell. But until he gets a go-to move, some consistent moves and a consistent shot, Utah going to continue to have those up and down games where they just don't score enough, or they score enough to really compete with a team, or they defense lock in and they able to win the third and fourth quarter and finish it out. So far, they've been in the middle of not good enough offensively, not good enough defensively, but they still figure out a way to win games. But you want to be as consistent as you can so you can win as many games as you can and compete every night. And I haven't really seen that out of Utah this year. They've really been hot and cold offensively, and they haven't really been as locked in and dominant defensively. And Kyle Korver don't really help either one of those because he can't really handle the ball or create his own shot. And only thing that's good about him is Ricky Rubio can get him some open shots. Donovan Mitchell, when he's in pick and roll or even when he's in attack mode and going to the paint, the defense collapsing, that Kyle Korver can get easy buckets off that. But Utah has more problems to solve if they really want to be a contender in the West. They brought back a lot of the same guys, which was good. Only thing bad, they didn't get good enough in the offseason to really keep up with the rest of the NBA. They stayed pat. They believed in chemistry, but none of these players took big leaps to really take them to that elite level that we thought that they'd be at right now. And that's why they making moves like this. But I still think they got another move to make if they really want to move back up into that contender in the West like they was last year. But until then, they flamed out because they didn't have enough shot creation. They didn't have enough scoring, and that's why they lost to Houston. And I don't think that they solved that with this trade. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Did Cleveland give up too much? Did Utah give up too much? Do you think that this is good for Cleveland because they get 2 second-round picks? Do you think this is good for the Jazz because they get a knockdown three-point shooter? I feel like you shouldn't give up that much to get Kyle Korver. Utah sent um, Alec Burks and 2 second-round picks for Kyle Korver. That's too much. I can see if you tried to get somebody that was an all-star caliber guy, you add Alec Burks plus another player and 2 second-round picks. I can see it, but 2 second-round pick in Alec Burks for Kyle Korver, that's too much to me. Even though he is valuable because of his three-point shooting, it's not going to take you to that elite level that they need to be at if they really want to compete for a title. And remember, DeMarcus Cousins got added to Golden State, so they was already behind them, and then they add DeMarcus Cousins. That make it even worse. So I don't know what Utah's going to do until they make that other move. And if they don't, I think they'd be good enough to make the playoffs, but not good enough to win it all. And even if they was, they got a couple more moves to even get to that point. They're not there yet. But, they still young, and they still have their main nucleus intact. And all they got to do is find the rest of the pieces that they need to go around them. And once they figure it out, maybe 1 or 2 years from now, then, the window might be open for them to really be a serious contender. I don't really see it right now. I don't really see it this season. But you never know who comes available. You never know what trade happens. You never know what injury happens. So right now, they out of the playoffs, and I don't think this move helps them become a contender. And at the end of the day, health is important, and they need another scorer that can score outside of Donovan Mitchell and create their own shot. And Donovan Mitchell does need to step up defensively and be more consistent with his threes and his mid-range game. And once they get that, plus everybody else continue to develop, 1 or 2 years from now, I can definitely see them being a contender. Not right now. Comment, let me know what you guys think. Overpaid, overdone. This was what they exactly needed. I'm sleeping on them, I'm underrating them. I don't know how good Kyle Korver is. Whatever you feel, let me know in the comment section below. And at the end of the day, check out my website, analysisPlayground.com. Link in the description, comment section below. Check out my Facebook page, analysisPlayground.com. Link in the description, comment section below. Like on Facebook to show support. I enjoy making these videos. You guys enjoy watching. That's why I continue to go. Binge watch my older videos. They're all available. People love them. People watch them. Check out my rookie analysis breakdowns on Colin Sexton. I did an NBA breakdown on Donovan Mitchell. Also check that. They all will be in my playlists on my channel. Also check out my Spreadshirt. There you can find t-shirts, sweaters, and hoodies. And also things like water bottles, mouse pads, and even for cell phone cases. I got it all for you guys. Thanks for supporting the movement. Thanks for supporting the brand. And at the end of the day, let me know, is I'm underrating this trade? Is I'm overrating this trade? Did they give up too much Utah to get rid of Alec Burks? Or he's an aspiring deal, they should have got more? Or do you think Kyle Korver is exactly what they needed and I'm sleeping on him? Whatever you think, let me know.